What's up, sexy? What's up, sexy? What's up, sexy? What's up, sexy geniuses? Do you have what it takes to be an innovator, a creator, a world changer? Well, today's video, we're gonna find out if you have the 5 traits that all innovators have. Today's ideas come from the Innovators DNA. It's a book written by Jeff Dyer, Hal Gregersen, and Clayton Christensen. And these guys spent 8 years researching, interviewing, and talking to nearly 500 innovators and 5,000 corporate executives to find the 5 commonalities, the 5 traits, the genetic traits that make up the world's best innovators. On the surface, these traits seem very intuitive or very simple, but putting them into practice every single day is what really separates these innovators from everybody else. The successful ones live it, they breathe it, they eat it, and they do each one of these 5 traits to an extraordinary degree. The authors have said that, nearly 2/3 of these skills can be learned and developed by people just like you and me, so that we don't have to just be born into this innovator's DNA. We can actually practice these skills and become better innovators in what we do on our day-to-day. Let's get into the 5 traits that entrepreneurs and innovators have. The first trait is questioning. When you're in class and the teacher asks the class, does anybody have any questions? The innovators are the very first people to raise their hand. They're always asking questions. You might even be getting a little annoyed with some of these guys. They're always asking questions. There's 4 main types of questions innovators are asking. And the first one is, what is questions? Questions like, what are they trying to do here? And then not just taking that answer at face value, but trying to dig deeper and asking the who, what, when, where, and why questions in order to get down below the surface. The second type of question that innovators are asking is, what caused? What caused them to do that? What caused them to pick this thing over the other thing? The third type of question that innovators are constantly asking are why and why not questions. Why do you do that? Why does this happen? Why doesn't that happen? Why not? Why can't I do that? The fourth major type of question innovators are constantly asking is what if? What if we did that instead of this? If you find yourself asking all these types of questions in massive quantities and trying to feed yourself with answers, then maybe you have the innovator's DNA and the genetic makeup. The second trait of innovators is association. Not to get too scientific here, but when we remember something, our brains don't put it in like a categorized order, right? We put it among other experiences and other bubbles of experiences that we can pull from. And association is just that. Association is when we learn something, but we pull something back from another experience in order to create something new. If you think about it, Steve Jobs was terrific at this. When he dropped out of college, he sat in on a calligraphy course and became obsessed almost with the beauty of calligraphy. And later down the line, when he's working on the Lisa 2 for Apple, he pulled from his knowledge of calligraphy and incorporated all those beautiful fonts and texts into that machine, and it exploded. Association is a very powerful tool, and it's actually one of the main reasons why I read so many books and why I made this channel, because the more I read, the more I find myself associating with other occurrences by reading a book and then later going out in everyday life. They go, oh yeah, I remember I just read that, and it actually makes me form new ideas and new creative ideas, and it's a beautiful thing. The third big trait of innovators is observing. Innovators are constantly observing and documenting what other people are doing, whether it's someone with a product, whether it's someone listening to their music. Innovators are constantly journaling, taking notes, taking pictures, and trying to adapt and change later. They observe the world around them. They observe how people drive their car. They observe how people eat their food in order to come up with new ideas and find new solutions to problems that maybe you haven't thought of. The fourth trait of innovators is networking. And this isn't the type of networking you'd think with a nice suit and tie out there meeting and networking for your career, whatever it might be. This is not that kind of networking. This is the kind of networking innovators do. Innovators network by sharing their ideas with a broad range of people with different backgrounds, with different viewpoints and different perspectives in order to get a whole swath of knowledge of other people's viewpoints about their idea so that they can change it and adapt it later on. Innovators aren't discreet on who they talk to, right? They talk to everybody because it gives them the best perspective. Like I said, they're just gatherers of information. They put it in their little bucket and they take it home and they count the pieces later. The fifth and final trait among innovators is experimenting. Innovators experience the world through experimenting. If you think about it, Thomas Edison used thousands and thousands of filaments, experimented with thousands of different materials in order to come up with the right filament for the light bulb, right? Innovators are constantly experimenting with pilot tests and new products and things of that nature. And you're doing it into your everyday life, not just on the weekends, not just on Friday evenings, right? It's every single day you're experimenting. Every single day you're testing something new. Right? You're going out and you're trying to meditate. You're going out and you're trying to read new books. You're trying to experience new things to get a new perspective and find a way to incorporate that into a new product or idea. These are the people that live, they eat, and they breathe innovation. They use these traits every single day. But guess what? You can too, right? You can learn these traits. You can practice them and you can implement them into your everyday life. You can become an innovator. You don't have to have the genetic makeup of an innovator to be one. And that's the final message I want to get across today. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed, you little sexy geniuses. Anyways, leave me a comment below about which trait you possess. Do you possess all of them? Are you an innovator? Are you a god? Let me know. I'll jump in there. I'll let you know what my best one is, what my weakest one is, and we can get into a nice mingling in the comments down below. That's all I got for you. See you next time.